And what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in. Sorry for the delay, but hey, welcome to the internet where all sorts of fun things happen all the time. So let's flip this right on over. Let me get this thing rolling here. So on the left-hand side, we got Miss ArrTeaSea, who is your Arizona representative, and tonight she's going to be taking on Cobaltstreak, your undefeated returning champion, your Tennessee representative. So there you see all the low cores. I say we get some support for both of these racers up in chat. So let's see both of the good lucks to both of them, and we get a link to both of their channels for you. Hit up ArrTeaSea and Cobaltstreak. Excuse me, being that we're really delayed here, I'm just going to go ahead, being that I know that they're both ready, I'm going to go ahead and do their countdown. I'll start explaining what's going to go on afterwards. So, if you guys are both ready, and I assume that you are, if you guys want to both do a couple of shots around the room, I assume Cobalt probably can't hear me, so if somebody wants to tell him to do that, that'd be awesome. I really would appreciate it, y'all. ArrTeaSea can obviously hear me. Cool, he can too. Sweetness. So, I'm going to do your countdown really quick, and again, best of luck to you both. I'll explain everything in a second here, but we're delayed, so I want to get these two rolling for him. So, let's do this in 3, 2, 1. Good luck. Whenever you both hear that, feel free to take off. Again, best of luck to you both. Welcome in, everybody. Again, first of 4 races tonight, we're going to do a best 2 out of 3 race using Isaac and the same Platinum God save file. You saw us setting that up beforehand if you were here. Basically, every single item is unlocked. There's 7 banned items on the way down. Nobody can take, excuse me, Dr. Fetus, Epic Fetus, Ipecac, Dead Sea Scrolls. Really, I'm going to hit a lag ball on her. So, whoa, she reset that? Flash almost crashed on her. Wow, what happened there? That was bizarre. Anyways, Chemical Peel for Cobalt, so he's going to start off with some damage up. We were going through the banned items. Sorry, I'll restart that list. That was Dr. Fetus, Epic Fetus, Ipecac, Dead Sea Scrolls, Holy Bible, the Toothpicks, and the Shovel. Toothpicks are on there so that you can reroll them if you want to, or you can take them. Everything else on that list, you have to reroll or leave. And those are the only 7 items you can reroll the entire time. So it's a little bit different than a normal run-through of Isaac. Again, we're going to go through the Womb 2 only here in the regular season. So whoever kills off Mom's heart first, you get a point at the bottom of the screen. We reset both racers, and then we start up round 2 after that. So again, they're both off and racing. Cobalt's got himself some damage up, already a couple of soul hearts for that matter as well, and right onto his first boss, which in this case is going to be Steven. So he gets 1 of 2 items coming out of here. That'll either be Little Steven, follower with homing tears and pretty base damage on it, or he could get a damage up tumor for his tears. Speaking of damage, wow, ArrTeaSea off and running now too, has a Halo, so plus to all of her stats, including 1 health up. And she'll be on in to face Gemini, similar type of boss, different item pool though. Actually, Toothpicks do give you a very slight shot speed increase, but it is minimal, and I mean minimal, so we let him reroll on that. On this note, you also see ArrTeaSea is shooting out a few green shots here and there. That's Pinky Eye coming into effect. I believe it's a 10% chance that you shoot out a poison tear every now and then. And there's the fun part of Steven. Every now and then, ooh, look at that. He did get the damage up tumor, so more damage up on Cobalt's tears. That's looking nice. And again, Magic 8 Ball. Again, we're talking about shot speed increase. That is a mismarked item. Shot speed means that your shots travel faster on the screen themselves. So you notice those will actually move slightly speedier at this point. So 2 damage up items though for Cobalt on the first floor. We got 1 damage up item for ArrTeaSea. We're looking pretty good on both sides. Technically 2 if you want to count the Pinky Eye, but that is so random, I don't count that. Kind of unfair to count a random chance of damage up as damage up. Alright, with that key, Cobalt's going to get right on into his second item room here, and then straight on up to that second boss fight. Wow, the Miter looking really good on both sides now, so 50% chance that if Cobaltstreak sees a red heart spawn, it'll actually be a blue soul heart instead, therefore much easier to pick up. And he'll be on into fight Pin. No bomb for him though, so no one-hit kill here, but again, with that damage on his tears, I don't think he's going to worry too much. He's melting on through Pin pretty quickly. Alright, finally getting her key. ArrTeaSea will grab. Wow, look at all this damage on both sides. Super Meat Boy Superfan plus to all of her stats again, except for speed, which you get a speed down with that. So let's see, Cobalt with his box of items, getting the Child's Heart, which will be more chance of heart spawns. Gonna go into his Devil Deal, spend 2 of his red hearts, pick up the Nail, which every time you use that will give you 1 blue soul heart. Also up your damage for the room and allow you to crush any rocks in your way. So very good item find there, even more damage for that room that Cobalt uses it in. So he's got an even better build going now, and he's on his Caves 1. Again, expansion version with the Catacombs. Slightly tougher enemies, nothing that scary quite yet. It's when you hit the depths you start worrying about expansion floors. Ooh, and even more damage now on bombs for Cobalt. This is an all-around nice-looking run here. So 5 extra bombs with Mr. Mega. You also get increased blast damage and blast radius. So notice ArrTeaSea's bomb. She's still going to one-hit pin with this. Get herself the wire coat hanger, few fire rate increase, another devil deal, excuse me. Yeah, that's a god room. Ooh, and brimstone, so huge shot changer. You'll see what this does right there. Oh, the nail's a game winner, but so is that brimstone over on the left side. Curse of Darkness, though, for ArrTeaSea means that she will not see her mini-map whatsoever. Ah, brimstone. I love this item. This is literally is my favorite item in the game. You notice the full range on it, and that is huge. It double ticks, so you get 2 damage ticks off of that every time. And yes, normally you can glitch that out. No, we do not allow it in the league. So the real fun to this is you notice when ArrTeaSea picked it up in the first place, walked up and shot out the fires, she was still taking the damage from having picked it up, and it looked like it just went like weird and like flashed a couple extra times. That's because she was taking damage. It'll do that every time. Even the enemy's brimstones will do that. So there's a difference between that and actually glitching this thing out. And now we got Scapular for ArrTeaSea. By the way, called on a second Caves floor already, should point that out. So Scapular on ArrTeaSea's side, if she gets down to half a red heart, meaning if she lost 2.5 of the red hearts that she has right now by any means, excuse me, once per room, that would spawn a 1 blue soul heart for her. So a little bit of safety on that side, but again, it's only if you get to that half a red heart. And again, that nail usage, lots of damage up. Perfect timing on that key as Cobalt's got his item room right next to his boss fight. Ooh, thankfully didn't faceplant that. Let's see those no scrolls. Well, technically spaz no scrolls, as the Dead Sea Scrolls have shown up. Those can give you 2 other banned item usages, hence they're banned this year. Again, for Morak last year, it actually used the shovel for him, I think 3 different times. And he had to stop and be like, dude, I know I can't use this, but I'm going to ask, can I use that? So it's kind of unfair for that one. Also, there's a really random chance that if you use that in the Mom's Foot and Mom's Heart fight, that you get the Bible usage out of it. So again, both of those being banned items as usages on this one, we banned it this year just so that they can reroll it. But Cobalt doesn't have his D6 anymore. Again, the nail was far more useful, so he's not really going to worry too much about losing that one item. And again, just about done with Peep here. Green Peep, I should point out, so those eyeballs have been out the whole time. Same fight that ArrTeaSea's getting right now. Again, 1 floor differential, though. Cobalt finishing up, grabbing that, strength card. Take that 1 Eternal Heart with him, that half a White Heart, as you see, just became his 3rd Red Heart container. He's on down to the depths, so again, basically full floor advantage after ArrTeaSea gets through this room. Oh, excuse me again. Alright, Justice Card will spawn 1 of every type of item, a coin, a bomb, a key, and a heart. Again, Cobalt doesn't need the half heart, so that'll be left behind. Everything else going with him, though, up to 5 bombs now. And again, one of the good things about Brimstone, if you notice, Peep staying right in the middle, can't actually shoot ArrTeaSea because of the rocks in the way. But of course, she can shoot him, so this works out very nicely. This is why I love Brimstone so much. And amazingly, I don't like Spectral Tears, so that should kind of tell you something. It's obviously a little bit of a difference just because of the tier itself, but... Okay, shot speed really does nothing for ArrTeaSea at this point, but you grab the Cat o' Nine Tails anyways. 2 Guppy items available. So the Guppy's Paw on the right side would have turned every red heart container she had into 3 blue hearts each. Left that behind, also left behind Guppy's head, which would have spawned Rental the End Flies every single room, actually. But again, tough to spend those hearts. She only has the 3 heart containers and now down to just the 1.5 blue soul hearts as well. And Cobalt moving on to his Depths 1 boss already. No item room yet again. But not going to worry about it. He gets a free Devil Deal item out of the Devil Deal pool after he kills off Fallen here. So 1 bomb ought to do it. Ooh, how about Spirit of the Night? Lawcat ought to be happy. Flying and Spectral Tears now for Cobalt. Also a Devil Deal. And you have to do it. The pack's in there. So plus damage, plus fire rate, and he replaces the 2 red hearts that he spent with 2 blue soul hearts. on down to his Depths 2 and Necropolis version, the expansion floor yet again. And if you notice, there's no 2 on that. People always wonder, like, well, isn't that an XL floor? We know that he just took out his Depths 1 already. So that proves the point that this, when you get the expansion level, doesn't give you the 2 at the end of it. It's really weird, but it's just one of the cuts they had to make for Flash. It's really close to being to the point where we couldn't even play this game. And again, you'll see where... Look at this. How about that internal compass? Both item room and then immediate boss fight for Cobaltstreak. Wow, to this one. The Spirit of the Log Cat? Can we get a rename on that item, possibly? For those that don't know, that is Logcat's favorite item with Spirit of the Night. We always give him crap when he's in here and we see it. So again, Cobalt moving on to his Depths 2 boss, which is always Mom's Foot. Gets regular gray version of her this time. So again, regular level enemies. Wouldn't be too scared about it, but I definitely wouldn't let them pack up on the screen, excuse me. The more and more you leave out here, the more and more bullet hell this becomes. So the quicker you can kill these ads, the better off you're going to be. Again, you notice Cobalt Focus fires those almost immediately to get him off of the screen, unless he knows he's right down at the end of Mom's Foot. Ooh, actually walked into her just barely at the end of her cycle of being on screen. So if you notice, Mom herself, I should say, will do 1 full heart of damage to you in this room. And everything else will only hit you for half a heart. Yeah, the RNG in this run has been strong for both of them. Lots of damage up. ArrTeaSea's got Brimstone. It's been a beautiful looking run on both sides, I gotta say. Like, I'd like to have both of these builds. I'd be very happy with both of them. Now, would I live? Probably not. At the same point, though, I would love to have both of these builds. It'd be great. So, Pageant Boy, let's see those yes crowns. This Cobalt's going to pick up some money. Looks like he'll keep Child's Heart, leave that Polaroid behind, as it's going to be very tough to get him down to half a red heart remaining, so no real use out of that. Again, we only race through the Womb 2. So we'll keep Child's Heart with him and move on down to the Womb 1 with 2 floors left to go and a possible 1-0 lead. And again, that box of items on ArrTeaSea's side. Also, kind of getting screwed out of that item rock. Only the 1 soul heart. She'll leave behind the box of items, not really needing anything, although I would have probably taken it for the key. Again, I don't think she's too worried about her item rooms, though. Knowing she's behind, she'll skip them if she finds her boss fights. Alright, Starsguard normally teleports you into your item room that Cobalt found. Problem is, he's in the Womb where there are no item rooms, so that becomes a random teleport for you, and therefore he's going to leave it behind, keep that strength card, which will be plus to all of his stats, whatever room he uses it in. Yeah, maybe Crown? Very nicely done, again with no orbitals. Cobalt either could have used up a key, which he didn't have, to get over on top of the upper left-hand side to actually put that Mimic onto the spikes and kill it, or could have shot it like he just did and did a very good job dodging out of there. Not much he can do other than that. You could drop a bomb on one side of the room and move to the other side, drawing him over there, but with only 4 bombs, Cobalt wants to hang on to those. I wouldn't say everybody takes it. It's kind of a situational thing with Pageant Boy. Especially this late in the game, like, Cobalt probably didn't need it so much, but hey, if you come across a Judgy, why the heck not have money, right? So there's a lot of racers, though, that this late, especially if they're behind, may not take it. Johnny, see? See? Anyways, Cobalt walked himself right over to his boss fight here in the Womb 1. He's going to take out Headless Horseman relatively quick. He's already got flying, so I'm pretty much going to guarantee he leaves behind that flying horse. He'll keep the nail with him, I'm assuming. The health up and damage up out of the nail will far outweigh the flying that he already has, the +2 movement speed that he would get, and the charge ability off of it. So he'll gladly take the nail on down to the Womb 2, just looking for Mom's heart now. Like that, what now, Johnny? And again, with no key, ArrTeaSea just looking for a boss fight here in Depths 1, so trying to make up a lot of time. Cobalt just with the 1 more boss fight to find and take care of. And again, with these blue mini Gertie Juniors, as soon as you kill off this room, Cobalt will see a Soul Heart spawn. Has nothing to do with the fact that he has a miter. You're guaranteed that Soul Heart. That was just a matter of trying to work around Comcast, which Cobalt basically did, and lo and behold, it works beautifully now, so we got it all squared away. Just a matter of time, like I said. And look at that, right on over to his boss fight again. That internal compass within Cobalt, like, geez, Casper, dude, you better be charging a lot of money for this, man. Like, I mean, I know you like to like Scrooge McDuck and like bathe in your money, dude, but like, how much have you made this year, Casper? Your internal compass with everybody this year has just been too strong, dude. Like, look at this. Right on over to it again. Amazing choice. Well, he's playing on a laptop right now, too. It's not his normal desktop computer that Cobalt's playing on, so it's not going to act quite the same as it normally does. But again, Cobalt on in, using that strength card plus all of his stats. So there you see that second red health container. Now going to use the nail, so plus to his damage and one more blue heart for him. And you see those gigantic bombs. This is why you wanted to hold on to them. They do a lot of extra damage to Mom's heart. So exactly why Cobalt held on to all those bombs he had up until this point. And already a good 25% of the way through this fight. At Dead Inner Compass. It's kind of like, yeah, with like, what do we call it? Telesmoking, I believe was the term that we settled on for awakened porting, or awakened porting, telesmoking, something. It was telesmoking, I think. Anyways, another Fallen fight over on the left-hand side for ArrTeaSea, so same thing, she would get a Devil Deal item at the end of this. But Cobalt already below the 50% mark. Mom's heart will stay out the rest of the fight here. And not too much more to worry about. He's got plenty of health. She's going to worry about taking out it, the Duke of Flies for him. All he has to do is take this out, take out all these flies. The way up and the way down will show up. And there you go. There is your official 1-0 lead. So Cobaltstreak, a very nicely done job there. That was a hell of a build on both sides. Whoops, it would help if I changed the right score and not the other one. Let's confuse people and change both scores. Good job, Crumps. Anyways, seriously, very nicely done on both sides. Those builds were both ridiculously nice looking. Again, I would have taken either of them. Cobalt just kept grabbing item after item after item, though. That was too beautiful, so very nicely done. 1-0 lead on his side. He's going to get everything reset. So is ArrTeaSea. We'll get round number 2 started up momentarily. In the meantime, hit up both of these two racers. Tell them both great job on that. There you go. There's a link into both of their channels at catguard.net. There you see he was resetting his game once more. Same save file as you can see. That's why I was waiting a second. We're going to play about a couple minutes worth of ads here. We'll be right back. We'll get them both reset for round number 2. And we'll be underway with that again in about 2 minutes from now. So go meet Cobaltstreak and ArrTeaSea. Give them both some support. We'll be right back, guys and gals. This actually brings up a good point for next season. I'm gonna have to make an AFK screen that's actually got the score on it too, for like the ad thing like this that'll have a score on it. And like, we'll be right back. So and so leads 1-0, or we're tied at 1, round 3. You know, something like that. We'll figure it out. But I think we need to do that for next year. That's not a half-bad idea, now that I think about it. So, on that note, we're back and we're clear. Let me flip this back on over, because we got round number 2 just about to start. Excuse me again, sorry about that. So, at the moment, Cobaltstreak's leading 1-0 over ArrTeaSea. And again, round 2 will begin about a moment or two from now. If you two are both ready and you can hear me, if you want to fire some shots around the room, I can get you guys off and running here. So, well, you, guy and gal, I'm sorry. I should really point out that ArrTeaSea is female, and I keep saying you guys, meaning plural people, not both males. I should really point that out more often. Anyway, so ArrTeaSea's ready to go. If Cobalt can hear me, or if somebody wants to tell him, and if he wants to fire a few shots, we'll get this thing underway when he's good. There we go. Cool, cool. Again, he's on a different setup than normal. I apologize for all the delay that we had tonight, guys. It's just the way it had to be. The internet's really screwy like that. So, on that note, like I said, we're both ready for round number 2. Let me do your countdown for you. And again, best of luck to you both in 3, 2, 1. And whenever you hear that, best of luck. Take on off whenever you hear it. Best of luck to you two. Yeah, OMG, I'm a grill. You hot and Russian? Out of curiosity? How you doing? No kidding, obviously. They're off and running, so again, best of luck to them both. Daddy Longlegs to start off for with, or on ArrTeaSea's side. So you see the shadow floating around behind her, and now you see the leg that'll bring down. Daddy's Longleg will do some pretty decent damage to anything moving in the room. Again, sometimes it's dumb and it'll kill off what you already, or try to kill, but you already have killed off. It's all about timing. Cobalt starting off with a really good item too. Guppy's head will spawn those friends till the end flies every single room, and he's got one of the 3 pieces you need to make Guppy. Jesus, cat, what the hell are you doing with this? Ooh, Demon Baby on Cobalt's side, so that will automatically fire out tears for anything that gets near it, as opposed to you actually having to shoot for your followers. There you see as Cobalt's going to stay real close to Monstro. You see those red tears coming out from Demon Baby. On that note, on the left-hand side, just about dead. But we got Famine, so everybody knows what to do. Let's all greet him as he dies off and say, hey, and bye. Because he's dead now. Cuban meat for ArrTeaSea. She's the first on down to the basement too. That'll orbit around her, blocking shots, and again do 7 damage to anything it makes contact with. So a little bit of health up for Cobalt, and again he'll be on down to his second floor. Speaking of health up, we got the Balchinian for ArrTeaSea, so health up on her side. Both now have 4 health containers. Cobalt steaks. Dang it, why do people keep saying that? Now I want steaks. I want a fillet so bad right now. Like, I have no idea why, but I want a fillet. Actually, I know why, because they're good, but whatever. Moot point. So let's see, that left hand gonna get left behind. Cobalt, no pun intended. Left hand left behind, sorry. Anyways, would have spawned more of these red chests for Cobalt, which are already spawning for him, so he'll take his chances not seeing too many more. On an ArrTeaSea's item room, she'll wind up with 5 extra bombs with that remote detonator. She'll leave it behind. It would have been able to explode bombs at her will with the spacebar, but she'll leave it behind. You still keep those 5 bombs, though. So always worth picking it up, even if you don't take it with you. Ooh, look at that. Another item room and boss fight here for Cobalt. They'll also take that item rock. And speaking of boss fights, ArrTeaSea going to finish off her floor as well. And speaking of rocks, we got the small rock for Cobaltstreak. So plus damage, plus fire rate, and minus movement speed for him. We'll see what he gets in his item room here. How about 10 more bombs? So 11 on his side now. And again, he'll be into the same room that ArrTeaSea is fighting Gertie Jr. in. And he'll get blighted over him. So you see all those attack flies doing some mass damage for him. Look at how quick this is dying. His tears aren't exactly chump change either, I'd like to point out. So a little more health for Cobalt. He's also got himself a Devil Deal, in which we find, ooh, Krampus for the first time tonight. So guaranteed free item at the end of this. The Lump of Coal will add size to your shots, also damage output to them as they go further on the screen and grow in size. So item box once again. Bloody Penny is the trinket for ArrTeaSea. Also getting a Joker card. That may actually be somewhat worthwhile. So Bloody Penny, as you pick up coins, has a chance to spawn half a red heart for you. And that Joker card will automatically port you into a Devil Deal or God Room, whatever exists for the floor. Speaking of, we got an XL floor for ArrTeaSea, along with Mini Mosh, so now she's itty bitty. Gets a speed and range increase. She'll have a second item room here on this floor along with, and so will Cobalt for that matter. They both have XL floors, believe it or not. ArrTeaSea with the expansion version. So both have 2 item rooms and 2 boss fights on this floor. And again, the boss fights will be side by side. Item rooms could be, but chances are they're going to be spread out across the floor. Thank you, Wolfgang. How you doing? Like I said, it may also be the phenomenal news for Season 3, assuming that everything goes good. So if that's the case, I'll let you know when. But let's just say get hyped for Season 3. We'll leave it at that. Trust me. Get hyped for Season 3. It's going to get a lot different. Alright, so the first of the item rooms for Cobalt's going to wind up being Mr. Mega yet again. 5 more bombs, increased damage, and increased blast radius. Very small increase on the blast radius, but it is slightly larger. And again, he'll fight a mini-boss in Sloth. Nothing to worry about, though. He's just going to melt right on through him. And as you notice, if he's staying further away, you can barely see it, but his shots actually do grow in size because of that goal. 2 hearts will double up the amount of red hearts he has filling his containers. So again, he'll hang on to that card, not really needing it, as there's his full heal. Season 3, every racer is represented by their cat. You're not supposed to tell when you know what the secret is. And if you don't have a cat, we make up an imaginary one for you. Hell, by then you should have Mutagenics. Cough, cough, wheeze, wheeze. Find one. Alright, Cobalt with no keys. Still looking for that second item room. Maybe just looking to find those 2 boss fights here. He's got a pretty decent damaging build going on. And ArrTeaSea just getting herself out of pretty much a dead-end room here. Still looking for that second item room herself. There's Cobalt's second item room. And again, now for him, it's going to be about finding a key. Perfect timing. How about that? Yoink. So he'll be right on in for this and get the Book of Shadows. Not really worth replacing Guppy's head with. That would have been 12 seconds of invincibility. He's pretty confident in his dodging abilities, so he'd rather have the extra damage from that Guppy's head, and I don't blame him. Again, that's a pretty tough call, though. Given a different type of run, I'd consider that Book of Shadows. The invincibility is nice. But again, given this run only through Mom's Heart and Womb 2, I'd probably consider and most likely take Guppy's head with every time. So I gotta go with his choice there. And again, with another dead-end room, ArrTeaSea is just going to get the enemies to bomb right back out of it. And let's see, where are these rooms going to be for these 2? These are ridiculous floor layouts. Cobalt's got to be close here. There's that second item room for ArrTeaSea. Oh yeah, there's a 12 heart cap for coming for Rebirth. Enjoy that thought. So you can never have more than 12 total hearts on your bar up at the top at one point. Enjoy that. That's a scary thought. Let's see, ArrTeaSea picking up... Well, look at all these hearts, speaking on that. Anyways, ArrTeaSea picking up Mom's Bra. That's going to freeze every enemy in the room in place. And Cobalt finally coming across his 2 boss fights here. We'll start off with Green Peep. Again, same one we saw twice last round. Eyes pop out immediately, and you have to worry about those the entire time. Nothing too exceptionally frightening about him. Just watch out for the urine spawns on the ground. Again, though, not a big fear on Cobalt's side. He's going to stay far enough away with that call where he gets a little bit of extra damage. Wire Coat Hanger is going to increase his fire rate, and moving on in to immediately do some good fly damage here to Pestilence. He'll wind up with his first cube of meat. Same thing ArrTeaSea has orbiting around her. Hearts. Where we're going, we don't need hearts. That's why I love you, dude. Alright, so Cobalt finishing off. There's that cube of meat. No extra room at the end of this floor, and he'll move on down to his depths. Again, ArrTeaSea just finding her boss fights here. Gonna get Yellow Peep. So now you see one of the different variants here. Will leave a lot of urine everywhere when it's jumping in the air as well. So again, there's that mom's bra freeze effect. You saw Daddy Longlegs will hit it that one time. Unless it moves, Daddy Longlegs won't hit it again. So you gotta wait until right there. As soon as Pete moved, Daddy Longleg came down immediately. Ooh, those globins. When you got a slight bit of speed down, globins get to be fun, don't they? So Cobalt finishing these off in style. Ooh, 2 of clubs. I didn't even notice that. He'll double up the amount of bombs he has. 28 bombs now for Cobalt. And again, those are Mr. Mega-size bombs. So that is a lot of damage waiting to happen. I was going to say, Cobalt backed into a corner there. Thankfully, he got enough damage done on that enemy to get it out of the way. That Globin was closing in. If he would have stayed in there, would have been taking damage. That Goat Hoof's increasing his movement speed, by the way. So that's about the only thing offsetting his speed down. Alright, now that the motorcycle's gone, ArrTeaSea picking up some damage up and health up with the meat. Immediately spending that one heart that she just picked up and one extra one to pick up the marks. So gets one of those hearts back in blue soul heart form. Also damage up again on her tears. Cobalt's playing on his laptop today, guys. You just gotta deal with this stuff. It's like a millisecond of not even lag, but like a millisecond of Flash being stupid. It's fine, trust me. Alright, so both pretty even at the moment, not knowing where their item rooms or boss fights are here in the depths one. Cobalt gonna bomb on through to the other side of, as we call it, that room. Speaking of item rooms, finally coming across his, and gonna, oh wow, really. Decision time. Wow, he's not gonna take it. I was gonna say, this is kinda tough to take, especially at this point. He was thinking about his damage and everything else. Cobalt gonna leave behind, and I know it's tough, but gonna leave behind Tech 2 there. Eh, maybe not. He will take it. So, repeating what I said, Cobalt gonna get technology too, and you'll see the perma-firing laser momentarily. He still gets one tear coming out of the other eye that doesn't have the technology in it, and you still see the one black, or coal blackened tear. But you see his perma-fire and laser here with technology too. Yeah, it's a slight bit of damage down with it, but again, you take a lot of extra shots with it, so it almost evens itself out, and again, with Guppy's head there, you kinda even that out pretty quickly, so... We'll see how this pays off. But Cobalt gonna use that Tech 2 to fight Gish here. He'll wind up with Little Gish following him, so again, more damage up off of a follower. That'll also add slowdown effect to both movement speed and shot speed of any enemies it inflicts it on. And also another Devil Deal. Oh, wow. Well, that's the thing that just happened. Full Guppy. Hello. That would be why Cobalt took Tech 2. Enjoy this, guys. That's exactly why Cobalt took technology too. I didn't want to jinx him, but that's exactly why he did this. So, enjoy fly spam. So, every time you fire a tear, cough cough, technology too, you're gonna fire a fly as well with Guppy. So, this is why Cobalt took technology too. Look at the fly spam, guys. If you get 3 pieces of Guppy in one run, there's a smile on his face too. He's trying to contain it, but there's no reason to. I'd be happy as hell. So, again, at 1 red heart, mind you, and all those blue soul hearts, but Cobalt gets flying ability. Now, every time he fires a tear, you also get one of those attack flies. You're really gonna complain about slowdown on something that basically insta-glibs the entire room? I'm not. I'll take this any day of the week. And again, ArrTeaSea onto her Depths 1 boss fight, so looking to catch up onto Depths 2 where Cobalt just found Mom's Foot, so pretty much full floor advantage, minus 1 room on Cobalt's side, because he's not going to worry about his item room. flat out guarantee. He'll take the key, but he ain't gonna worry about his item room. So moving on in, we got Blue Mom, normally very frightening with all of her expansion level enemy spawns, excuse me. Or spans. I live in Boston apparently now. Yeah, she spans blue stuff. Is ArrTeaSea gonna, oof, really? Head on into another devil deal. Wow, he keeps offering her brimstone tonight. She'll say no thanks this time, pass on it. There's her item room again with a golden key. Has infinite keys for this floor, so free entry in here. Might as well find that and take it. Cobalt just about done with Blue Mom, though. We'll be moving on to his Womb 1 with that item box. So one of every type of item. Ooh, and it was a soul heart. Very nice. 2 more health for him. And a Joker card to get into a Devil Dealer God room. Alright, let's see here. It's nice, but it would get rid of all of his soul hearts. Cobalt would have loved to have taken that nail, but can't do it at the moment. So moving on along here. Again, in Utero 1, that is the expansion version of the womb. Everything hits you for a full heart of damage. No item rooms, no stores to find, just your boss to worry about in this situation. And normally, you might be thinking about going to an arcade, maybe finding a library as well. Those do exist. There you see a sacrifice room as well. You see, a curse room below. You can also find challenge rooms and blood challenge rooms. But nothing else of value besides that boss fight. And yes, there are secret and super secret rooms. As you notice, most of our racers don't tend to spend much time looking for them. There will be a few here and there, don't misunderstand me. It will pay off to go through them from time to time, but not a lot of our racers take that time out. Yes, indeed, Mill. Yep, that is Technology 2 and Guppy, and funny part was, Cobalt thought about Technology 2 for a second. Went into his, shoot, was that in the Mom's Foot Fight level? I can't remember now, or was that? No, that was Depths 1. Couldn't remember anymore, but went into his Depths 1 item room, found himself Tech 2, thought about it, almost left it behind. By the way, great item on ArrTeaSea's side with Parasite. That'll split her shots, as you notice, as they make contact with enemies. Also haven't pointed out that she's got the Sacrificial Dagger, 17 damage to anything that contacts. But again, at very low health, that's kind of hard to utilize very effectively. Guys, Cobalt's playing on his laptop again because he's having computer issues, so get over the frames per second lag. It happens. It's not a big deal. It basically amounts to you being babies about free entertainment. Like, Cobalt did what he could, spent half an hour of his time trying to get his cast even online. I'd vote be thankful that he actually spent the time to do that, and you get the entertainment out of it, as opposed to him not even being live because his computer didn't work. So personally, I'm going to say thank you to Cobalt for going out of his way to actually make this happen. Because he could have just been like, my computer doesn't work, sorry. And that fly spam, that ain't helping Flash, believe me. So Tech 2, again, every time with Guppy, and he's got full Guppy. And again, with Tech 2, you're almost permanently firing a shot. Now, the combination of the two, when you fire a shot, you fire a fly. So think about that. There are mass amounts of flies. Cobalt's basically like fly spamming the game at the moment, and it's just going like, dude, I need a resuscitation here. Like, I'm on the ground, I can't breathe, bro. So it's basically just like, he's making it just absolutely feel the pain at the moment. Kind of like all the enemies in the room, too. And again, he's got more flies because of Guppy's head. So they just never end. Look at the never-ending stream of these things. I can't even count how many he has on the screen at the moment, and they just keep showing up. So it's gonna happen. I don't care what computer you're on. You get that many flies, you're gonna lag it. Flash is not a bro like that. Hence why Binding of Isaac's being remade next year, by the way. So again, if you haven't heard Binding of Isaac Rebirth, look into that, because it's not on Flash anymore. It's gonna be beautiful. Can't wait. Ooh, not beautiful. How about that bloat fight for Cobalt? Again, with all these flies in Tech 2, you'll notice the damage just melting away, so I wouldn't worry about it so much. And again, with Mr. Mega Bombs, and 31 of them, not counting the one he just used, he's gonna be okay. But again, the bloat, not a real fun fight normally. Oh, hi, Spaz. A little bit more red health up there for Cobalt. He's going to get into yet another Devil Deal. I swear he gets one on every floor. Ooh. That nail was actually kind of a consideration. That would have been interesting. He'll move on down to Womb 2, though. Pageant Boy got picked up, though not much of the money on ArrTeaSea side. Spaz, you're moving my computer and my chair at the same time. You were that big. Ooh, and ArrTeaSea finding herself an XL floor, so we got ourselves 2 Womb floors combined together into 1 on the left side, which means all you have to do is find back-to-back boss fights. Now again, she's gonna need to find them quick. Cobalt's on the Womb 2 at the moment. Yep, it's in C++, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I'm not really good with programming languages, and I don't remember most of them, but I think it's going to be made in C++. Don't quote me, though. It's something to that effect. I remember hearing that, but again, that's one of the few that I actually know by name as well, so it could just be that sticking out of my head. I could be wrong. I will tell you right now, there is a very good chance I'm wrong. Yeah, it's going to be way better, honestly. Anything that's not Flash would be way better. I don't care what it is. As long as it doesn't say Flash, it's going to be better. I can't wait. And yeah, Season 3 will be using that version of the game, so hopefully at least. I don't see any reason why it won't be, but Season 3 should be using Rebirth. Yeah, it's going to be made in that quote. Ooh, arcade on Cobalt's side if he actually needed it. Again, plenty of health and plenty of flies to damage for him, so he's going to be okay without it. But it is there if he wants it. It's going to be beginning of next year sometime. There's no official release date yet, but again, sometime basically like Q1 of next year was basically what Edmund quoted it as. Which reminds me, now that we have Spazbot back, I can actually link this easy. Oh, yeah. Quit meowing in the hallway. What do you want? Hey. Guys, Rebirth isn't even out yet. I can't tell you how it's going to work next year. But no, given the choice, we'll not have them on the same maps. Because that brings the whole issue of them watching the other stream into effect, and we're not dealing with that. Yeah, the reason Cobalt's rushing is because ArrTeaSea's on an XL floor. She finds 2 back-to-back boss fights, she can make up that time real fast. Cobalt's got plenty of bombs, too, so he might as well. No reason that he's going to use 24 bombs on that fight, and as you notice, got himself right on over to Mom's foot here. Mom's heart. Boy, I can talk. That's the womb, not the depths, fool. The red floor means it's the womb. Duh. Crumps knows what he's talking about. Yeah, totally. Anyway, so Cobalt's found his Mom's heart fight, looking for a 2-0 win here. And again, looking to extend his winning streak this season to 13 games. He's got another game coming up this evening to remake against 17 Puffins at midnight Eastern. Ah, that fly flash lag. God, you gotta love it. Again, just no luck on ArrTeaSea's side finding those boss fights here. Again, Womb XL floors, as you notice, they're kind of large because you're jamming 2 Womb floors together. And again, it's going to be too little too late. Cobalt, plenty of health. It lives will stay out the rest of the time. He's got that Tech 2 full guppy effect. Let alone Mr. Mega, because why not finish it off in perfect style there by bombing yourself on accident? He thought it wouldn't even be dead by that point, but that fly spam.